Good morning, Calimera. Look it behind me. Can you see the color of this water? Oh my God. We are in Paxos. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. We have a little wind. This is the first time that we are stern to shore. So I don't know if you can see that yellow line there. We have a yellow line on each side of the boat tied to rocks on the land. And then our anchor set out front. So this is a different type of mooring called stern to shore. And this is the first time that we've done it. Yesterday, when I saw you and we were getting ready to leave, we were leaving Sivota. And we knew we were coming here. And this anchorage is known to be very busy, like 75 boats at a time. But it's supposed to be one of the most charming, gorgeous places. The town's supposed to be super cute, but the water is insane. Super popular, obviously. So we were coming in, and Dave's like, I think we need to do stern to shore. And I was like, I don't know about this. I'm really nervous. We've never done this. I don't know if today's the day. I don't know if today's the day. So we decided we were going to come in and look around and see if it made sense. Well, we had our friends here. We met this beautiful boat. Their name is Smile. And we met them when we were in Montenegro, and they did the overnight sail. They piggybacked with us. It was their first overnight sail, so they came with us. Extraordinary family. And we pull up, and the husband's already in the dinghy, making sure we have room. The wife takes the lines, pulls them to shore on the paddleboard. I didn't even get off the boat. We had like an entourage. I just lowered the anchor. Dave did all the lines with them. So I still haven't, I don't think, really earned my badge with stern to shore. But that's okay. I told Dave I just need an entourage every time we pull up. It was amazing. So now we have our own little private backyard. No boats can go behind us. We just have this little private beach. Isn't it pretty? All right, how are we feeling? I have something really cool that I want to share with you today. So drop a line in the chat, an emoji, a something. Let me know how you're feeling this morning or whenever you're watching the replay. Allison's here. Lily's here. Good morning. Bonjour. Alisa's here. Bonjour, bonjour, mes amis. Elaine is here. Okay, so I saw something yesterday. And Stacy, good morning. Feeling connected. I love that. So I saw something last night, and it really struck me. And I've just been thinking about it last night, and I thought, sometimes I think about things and I think about bringing them here. And by the time I get here, it just doesn't feel aligned anymore, or it feels passe, or like I'm trying too hard or anything like that. So I don't want to pull anything into our time that I thought about just because I thought about bringing it here. Do you know what I mean? But this isn't one of those. This still feels good. So it was on the Diary of a CEO podcast. This guy named Steven, which I love him. I love him. His interviews, I really want to be on there someday. Another little desire into the universe. I intend to be on the Diary of a CEO podcast. This guy's amazing. So he was telling a story in one of his interviews. And I don't have the link, but maybe something you can research. I don't even have a name for reference, but let's just feel into this. So fascinating. Where this guy did an experiment, and he took a paper napkin, and there was an ant on the napkin. And he took a pen and he drew a circle just with the pen around the ant. And the ant would not go outside the circle. The ant saw it as a physical barrier, even though it was just a line on the paper. Okay? Did this multiple times. Tried it with a spider. Spider in the middle. Drew. Has anyone seen this? Oh, I love that, Allison. So I love him. He's incredible. Has anyone seen what I'm talking about? So this guy did it with a spider. The spider was in the middle, drew the line around the spider, same thing. Spider saw the line as a peripheral barrier, even though it was just a line on the paper that they could have easily gone across and stayed within the little circle. did it again and accidentally drew the line like right on the edge of where the spider was. So actually the spider was able to like unconsciously, whatever, unconsciously. I don't know if spiders have consciousness, but I think everything does to some extent. Drew the line so close that the spider like accidentally, okay, popped out of the line. As soon as the spider popped out of that line a little bit, it was free. And never again could the guy put the spider in it. He kept trying and the spider would run off the napkin, run off the page. And what Stephen was talking about was so profound and so true. He was talking about the mental blocks that we have in our minds, these imaginary barriers that we create for ourselves inside of our identity, where we just think we can or we can't. And we make up. So what I really want to bring forward as we're opening up to lesson 210 today, I am not a body. I am free, right? I am as God created me. Every single one of us has done this to ourselves in multiple ways. We have unconsciously or felt that someone else has, but it's always us, right? Drawn some sort of line around our lives with what we think we're capable of, whether it comes to our body, whether it comes to our health, whether it comes to our wealth, whether it comes to our beauty. These are the 4 paradigms we talk about inside of Femme: health, wealth, beauty, and love. Because for me, to really live rich, to really live a femme riche lifestyle, these 4 quadrants are where we go: health, wealth, beauty, and love. So inside of those quadrants, inside of the paradigms, every single one of us has unintentionally created a boundary for ourselves. It's not a real boundary. It's just like this line on the piece of paper. But we bump into it or we get close to it and we feel that uncomfortability like, oh, I don't know. Am I allowed to cross this? Is this okay for me? Who am I on the other side of this? And the more we grow and the more we evolve, the more we play with this. Really important that the more we grow, the more we play with this. Because as co-creators, the expansion is the gift. The creation is the gift. The idea that, see where you are inside of this and if this is resonating with you. So we have a tendency that we move into levels of success in our lives. Let's define success right now as, hold on, this pillow's bothering me. Let's define success right now as us moving into areas of our life that we've always wanted. Okay, let's use that level of success. Whether you wanted a certain income level at some point, or whether you wanted to get married, or whether you wanted to live in whatever you're experiencing a level that you wanted to experience, right? And as that happens over time, what's fascinating to me, and I've been through this is something I spoke about in the silent contract call, where we get to a level where it's like, I mean, do I keep going bigger? And is bigger, is more expansive, is experiencing more of myself as a creator, is it gonna now become work? What if I have to sustain this? What if I have to manage this? And we use this as a excuse, honestly, as a distraction. The idea of like, I don't really need more. Now, again, hear clearly if you can where I'm saying that from. I don't need more. I have so much. Is it going to be harder? Is it going to make me, I'm spiritual. I don't need anything. And the truth is, you don't need anything. You do not. You do not need anything. You have everything you need. That's complete truth. However, as a creator, as one who is here to let desire energy move through you so you can increase consciousness, that's a role. You are the light of the world. That is your only function. That is why you came. The light is the creation that you allow yourself to experience, where you realize that imaginary line that you've created isn't really there at all. There is no limit, like none. I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. And that little boundary shows up in all sorts of ways, right? Who am I to think I can do this? Who will people think I am? Will they say, who does she think she is? Who needs that much money? You have too much money. We've been told that. You travel too much. That fear, right? The line can show up. What are they going to think of me? Am I still going to be holy? Am I still going to be spiritual? Or are they going to think I'm selfish? All these excuses that we use to stay inside the imaginary line. I want you to consider today a time, a memory, a point where you actually allowed yourself to cross the imaginary line and you knew there was no going back. Maybe it was an income level. Maybe it was falling in love. Maybe it was opening your heart again after falling in love and feeling hurt. The choice we make inside where we say this line actually doesn't exist. And as soon as you know the line isn't there, it's not there, right? Just like the spider. The spider was like, this line isn't here. Dave, I actually do need charge of my battery on my computer. Thanks, honey. So the spider was like, the line's not there. And it knew the line wasn't there. Like there was just no stopping it. So that happens to us. And then what happens? There's the next line. We draw another one. So today I'm going to invite you as we open up lesson 110 to just with Spirit's assistance, easily, gently, thanks, Ben. Easily, gently, thank you, honey. Consider, where is that next line that I've drawn for myself? Where is that in my life? Where am I unconsciously believing that that's not available to me? The time, just feel into your conscious conversation or unconscious conversation inside as you move through the day today. Do you reach for something and think, oh, not yet, right? That's not available to me yet. Not yet. I have to plan more. I have to study more. I have to, or that's too much. Or just watch throughout the day. That's okay for her, but it's not okay for me. Or making any like slight comment that sometimes slips out in a judgy way, like when you're scrolling Instagram, like, oh, must be nice for her. Okay, so watch those things today and see if you can gently, easily, lovingly just witness inside, like, wow, I drew a line around myself. And see if you can easily, gently say, I removed that line. That line doesn't exist. I give myself permission to co-create at the highest levels possible through God, with God, as God. Why? Because I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Thank God you travel as much as you do. Yeah, showing me that the line drawn can be crossed over again and again and again. Yeah, just cross it. Just cross the line. I got a text from a girlfriend yesterday. She's amazing in our industry. I think you would know who she is. Oh, I love her so much. And she's like, keep going, keep traveling. My vision board is growing every single day. I know this is happening. I know us and the kids, we're going to meet you out there. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep showing me everything. Keep showing me everything. I love it. Oh, Bianca, I'm glad you're here. Yes, 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 yes. This is beautiful. How many of you are here? Okay. So I do the good, like. All right, lesson 110. Where are we this morning? Beauties. And then we're going to go into Paxos. And I already did do a beauty haul when we were in Sivota. And I think Dave's like, I think you got everything on your, wish list. He can't see me. We'll see. But I will, I think, on the Responsible Choice YouTube channel. Or maybe we should do it, Dave, maybe for real time, we should do it on our Instagram. The Savota Beauty Drop. Maybe we'll do it in real time on the Responsible Choice Instagram feed. That way you can see it earlier. Otherwise, I don't know. And that episode will come out. Okay, lesson 210. I am not a body. I am free. I am still as God created me. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. Do you remember this lesson? Ooh. I choose the love of God instead of pain. I choose the love of life instead of pain. I choose the love of creation instead of pain. I choose the love of love instead of pain. Pain is my own idea. It is not a thought of God, but one I thought apart from God and apart from God's will. Apart from God's will. Pain is apart from God's will. Pain is not God's will. Feel that. Sometimes we get so confused about this. We buy into the illusion. Something happens in our life and we're like, oh, why is God punishing me? Or when you hear the idea, God's will, and you think, oh, that's going to be a hard one because that's going to certainly not be my will. If it's God's will. No, right? That's not the truth. God's will is joy. Life's will is joy. Creation's will is joy. Love's will is joy. And only joy for you. And that I choose instead of what I made. Meaning, right, that I choose the truth of who I am instead of what I made, instead of what the ego made, instead of what fear made. Because I don't love this kind of verbiage personally, because, and I know the course's intention is to create the unity and also to create the power of responsibility, not to create the power of responsibility, to highlight the power of responsibility we have depending on where we are focusing. When I hear something like I choose instead of what I made, when it says I made, it's not really talking about the you, the real you. It's talking about what fear made. It's talking about the aspect of us that buys into the illusion that we are anything less than love. It's not talking about the real you. The real you didn't make anything bad. I know you know that, but it's really important to hear that and to feel that as we bring these words forward in that frequency. So, again, pain is my own idea. Pain is an idea. It's not your own, but you know what I mean? Pain is an idea. It's just an idea. Just like the line, it's an idea. Now, I know in the physical world, we experience things with our physical body, and every single one of us could be like, well, listen, lady, let me tell you what happened to me. And this was not an idea. This was a real thing that happened. Do you know, this is a real story. I was in 6th grade, and I jumped off the roof. Why? Why would somebody jump off the roof? Because I thought I could do it. We went up there to get a ball, my brother and I was like, it's not that high. We took the ladder up. I was like, it's not that high. I'm going to jump. He's like, you're going to what? It wasn't that high. It was like, I don't know. It was maybe 8 feet. It didn't look that high. I had Keds on. You remember Keds? No socks. I hit the ground and I broke my foot. Listen. My mom's a nurse and she's like, it's probably okay. It's probably good. I slept with like a pillow around my foot that night. The worst idea of my life. Next day, he went to the doctors. They're like, it's broken. Wore a cast for like months. So we experience things in the physical world, yeah, that we know. However, have you also had the experience where something's hurting and you start doing something you love, and you're like, I haven't felt my sore throat in a while. I haven't coughed in a while. Our minds are very, very, very powerful. So just consider, pain is an idea. It is not a thought of God, but one we think apart from God, apart from life, apart from creation. This is where, remember, the Course talks about sickness is a defense against the truth. So just consider this. Pain is an idea. The line is an idea. You are not a body. You are free. You are as God created you. Always, 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 always. All right, beauties. Enjoy this lesson. We're going to go into Paxos and check it out. I will report back to you tomorrow. And maybe consider, and maybe you want to bring this back tomorrow if you join us again tomorrow live. What line are you ignoring? There is no line. What line are you dissolving? What illusion of a line that you've placed around yourself are you ready to walk over? What is it? You don't need convincing. You don't need permission. You do not need proof. You do not need a guarantee. You only need the yes and the identity inside to claim that it's yours. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. Truly, truly, truly. So I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye from Paxos.